In a moment, the man who's run 17 marathons this year already.
It's incredible. I'm a bit jealous, actually. I'd love to be able to do something like that.
Did you run here this morning?
I ran part of the way here because I was late.
There you go, you see. The bit after you'd parked.
Yes.
Yeah, good on
Okay.
you. Well, more from him in a moment. Lee Thomas on the way after 10 today, meeting the woman from Eccleshall who organises semi-religious weddings and funerals, and more from Staffordshire County Show. If you've not caught Lee of late, this is what you're missing.
Lee Thomas on BBC Radio Stoke.
Can I tell you something unusual I found in somebody else's garden?
Please do.
One of our daughters got a prosthetic leg. So when she was fitted with a new prosthetic leg, she gave the other one to the dog to play with. We walked around to the front garden and I got such a fright because there was this human leg lying on it.
We all know about giving a dog a bone, but not a spare leg.
Talk Topical with Lee Thomas. Weekdays from 10 on BBC Radio Stoke.
Right. Don't know where to start on this. A man from Sandbach is aiming to run 100 marathons in 4 years. Michael Escolme from Sandbach Striders recently completed his 17th of this year. He's hoping to reach the 100 milestone by November, and he's already been running this morning because he was running late. Morning, Michael.
Good morning.
Thanks for coming in. Most people would be satisfied with doing one marathon in a lifetime. Why 100 in 4 years?
That's a good question. I thought I'd be satisfied with running one 4 years ago when I did my first one, but then I got the bug, mainly thanks to other members of my running club and the running community. So I did a second one, then a third one, and suddenly 4 years later I find myself just having run 80 up to now.
How do you get the bug? Because I'd quite like to be a
me
bit
too.
fitter than this, and yet I just find the whole idea of it, I've just got better things to do with my time. What was it that switched on in you and you thought, this was great?
That's a very good question, actually. I think I was quite keen to improve my fitness, to lose weight. Both things, which obviously marathon running helps you do. I joined a running club and made a lot of good friends at the running club, and just jumped onto the running bandwagon. Really, I suppose. I don't think there's an easy answer as to why it happened. It just happened.
And you came relatively late to all this, didn't you?
I came very late, up to when I joined a running club about 4.5 years ago. I'd never really run a step in my life. Up to then I was just an average, slightly chubby northern bloke.
There's hope for us then.
Yeah.
I know I'm not an average chubby northern bloke, but I'm an average chubby northern girl.
I was going to say 2 out of 3 ain't bad. No offence. So how fast can you do a marathon now? Are you getting quicker?
I was getting quicker up to a point about a year ago, and then when I started really running them very regularly to try and reach the 100, I think I've slowed down a bit in the last year. Hopefully, once I've reached the 100, I can start picking and choosing the runs that I do a bit more carefully, and hopefully try and catch up some of my faster running club friends.
Are some marathons, I would imagine, that they're easier than others?
Oh, definitely, yes. I mean, well, you say easier. I mean, it's possible to run them quicker if they're flat and on a road. Some of the marathons that we do are over fells or hills, and the terrain obviously slows you down.
If you're going to do one marathon as a starter marathon, which is the best?
London.
Really?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's in my opinion, it's much the best marathon in the world. It's the support is incredible. The
crowd,
the crowds, yeah, the whole occasion is an incredible experience.
Where else have you run then to get this many under your belt already?
I've run marathons in 21 different countries actually up to now, all over Europe and Morocco, and even in the Arctic Circle I've done.
What's this marathon in France where you don't you stop and drink wine during the marathon?
Yes, you do. It sounds a little unusual, but that's absolutely the case. We're going to be running it again this year for the third time. It's called the Marathon de Medoc, and it's based in the wine regions of Bordeaux. And like you say, instead of getting water and carbohydrate gels and things like that en route, they're local wine producers offer their produce. There's, I think, 26 or 27 different wine stops along the way.
That can't be safe.
I'm just wondering if you can walk it. I'd be up for that.
It's certainly a lot of fun. I'm not sure about how safe it is. It's essentially a 26-mile long party. People are encouraged to do the run in fancy dress. There's live music all the way round. Yeah, there's no real urgency.
Yeah, not one of your quickest times either. It's like a speed wine tasting, I would have thought. So You're part, obviously, of Sandbach Striders. How much does that help in motivating you to keep going? Because it'd be easy to do 2 or 3 marathons and think, oh, this was a stupid idea.
I couldn't agree more. I often do think that each Monday morning. But no, being a member of a running club, whether it's Sandbach Striders or one of the other many local running clubs that we're lucky to have around this region, that it is a fantastic thing to keep you motivated. You know, to keep you coming out running when the weather's not so good.
With rain over the weekend, you were out then, weren't you?
Absolutely, we're out, and runners are like that. You know, you motivate each other, you support each other, you keep yourselves enjoying running when ordinarily you might just give up if you were running on your own.
Well, producer Dan is among the thousands training for the Potter's Half, which is Sunday week.
It is.
Right? You doing that one as well?
No, I'm not. No, I'm doing a marathon actually.
Oh, well, there's a surprise.
The day before.
What are you doing this weekend, Michael? I'm doing a marathon. Oh, again, all right. Fair enough. He's a bit worried because he claims, and I'm not sure if this is an excuse or not, he claims he sustained an injury while doing a trial run over the weekend.
He did do 11 miles, though, didn't he? That's
he did. He did. What are your top training tips if you've got a week or so to go before a run? What would you be doing?
Relax. Just relax. You know, you do all your training.
He's shaking his head behind you with a look of fear in his eye.
Well, I was chatting to Dan just before we came on air, and you know, the Potter's Half it's an incredible event, and I've run it a number of times before. But not an easy half marathon by any stretch. You know, you could have
anything but flat, isn't it?
Definitely anything but flat. And certainly the last time I ran it, it was a very, very hot day as well, which didn't make it very easy. But with a week to go before the race, he's done all his training up to now. He can just relax and
he's shaking his head again. He's not convinced.
Shaking his head.
Relax and eat cake, Dan.
When you're doing what you're doing, which is very regular marathons, and you did 3 over the Easter bank holiday weekend, didn't you? Which is incredible. How do you train? Is it just one non-stop training regime you're on?
I suppose it is. I mean, almost. I'm at the point now where I'm running marathons so regularly that they are my training run for the next marathon. You know, I don't actually do a huge amount of long distance training in between. I just go out with my running club doing, you know, comparatively short distances in between the marathons.
So where are you off to next?
Kent on Saturday for a 36 laps of a cycle park in Kent.
Is that less interesting than a sort of point-to-point one? Doing laps of somewhere.
Well, you do something called a déjà vu race, don't you, which is round a track?
We do, yes. Yeah. This is the 3rd year we'll be organising, Sandbach Striders will be organising the Crew Déjà Vu, which is, like you say, a track marathon, 105.5 laps of a standard running track, which equates to the marathon distance.
Fancy that, Stuart?
No, I'm more up for the one in France.
Yeah.
Fancy that with the wine tour. So in November you're looking for the 100th. How will you celebrate that one?
Possibly a drink afterwards might be the order of the day, but I think the way that it's going to work out at the moment, I'm doing 5 marathons in 5 days in November up in Bolton, and I think my 100's going to fall in the middle of that, so actually I might have to just put the celebrations on hold until I've just got a funny feeling you won't stop. You'll get to 100 and you want to do 150.
It's that bug, isn't it?
You've got it now.
Yeah.
Michael, it's always good to see you. Thanks so much for coming in and making me feel guilty for never running anywhere. Can't even run a bath. That's Michael Escolme. He's from Sandbach Striders Running Club. 17 marathons this year already. He's looking to do 100 in 4 years. Good luck with it. I know you do it. It's great. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.